Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Google Workspace Recap, a Tab Geeks Network show. Each week we take you through everything announced by Google Workspace, discussing the updates of the week and other relevant news and announcements. My name is Jesse Nolan, my co-host is Steve Larson, and we're here to help you keep up. As we mentioned in our show last week, we really need a hashtag to unite behind for the GSuite Legacy shutdown, etc. And so I am coining hashtag Family Workspace. Go tweet all of your frustrations, call your senators, etc. Be sure to tag at Google Workspace and at Javier Soltero so that we get their attention, and use the hashtag so that we can, I don't know if there's enough of us out there that are mad enough about this to get it trending on Twitter, but hey, who knows? Let's give it a shot. There's a good Ars Technica article that just came out talking about this. It's possible they listen to the show, so if you do, hi. Welcome. Thanks for listening, and thanks for covering this. This is something that has definitely been frustrating everybody, and let's keep it going. And, if you want to talk about it on the air, let us know. So, Steve, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. We have got quite a busy episode this week. We had a lot of updates. We had a very surprising weekly recap post.
Yep.
And haven't seen one of those for a while. And then we also had a Drive for desktop update that also came out just the other day. So, yeah, so it's a busy week. And then, of course, I know you've been very busy yourself these last couple of days with all the holidays and Passover and things like that.
So, happy Passover to all of our Jewish listeners, and happy Easter to all of our Christian listeners, and do you say happy Ramadan?
There's something else. Yeah, there's something else going on. Eid's later.
No.
But there's something else happening now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's a busy month for everybody. And apparently a busy week for Google. 8 updates, 3 silent updates. Let's get to it.
7.
One of those is the recap post. Correct.
Yeah.
I counted the recap post.
Right.
7 updates,
yes.
3 silents. Go for it.
All right. Yeah, so some of those updates that came out in the recap post were that there's now Japanese grammar suggestions for Gmail. We now also have the ability to... there's an update now with that the message ID in Google Chat is being displayed in the audit logs. And which I thought, that seems like more of a main update than anything, because it's pretty important. And then also Smart Reply in Google Slides. So those are the 3 kind of silent releases we had in the recap post. And then the 7 updates that we had during the week. We have additional one-click recommendation actions in the Alert Center. We have the ability to join a Google Meet call from Doc, Sheets, and Slides, which is a pretty cool feature. I used that last week in one of my meetings, and everyone looked at me as if that was like a really cool feature. Where did that come from? Because a lot of people here use Zoom, and trying to show them the way.
This is the way.
Yes. We have additional functionality for App Script Integrated Development Environment Script Editor. That's a long one. Say that one 10 times fast. You can now also build custom integrated solutions across Google Workspace with the new AppSheet Apps Script Connector. A lot of tongue twisters here with these app scripts and AppSheets connectors and all this stuff here.
They're doing it on purpose to mess with you.
I guess that's why they have acronyms, right?
Yeah.
So then one more update here. Well, 3 more updates, sorry. We have a new port for Google Meet Media and TLS support for Meet on mobile. There's also intelligent corrections for formulas in Google Sheets. And then we have the ability to specify which Google Chat notifications from Chat and Gmail you will receive when your iOS device is in focus mode. And
That's
then,
cool.
Yeah, and then finally, to round things out, we have that Drive for desktop update now on version 57, rolling out soon to a device near you. And that's it. I don't think we had anything in our kind of other news with Google this week, other than we did have a pretty highly engaged tweet this week. I have as part of what you were saying at the beginning of this episode, we are trying to get at least some sort of more kind of fluid dialogue going with Google, trying to figure out what is driving this decision, to sunset the legacy G Suite edition, and why there doesn't seem to be quite like a targeted solution for a good portion of who the G Suite Legacy environments were being used for. Of course, there's, like I think we've said before, a mix of different people using it, a lot of, individual IT professionals using it, families using it. But then, there are some companies that have actually been using it. Now, for those companies, I think there's a clear path to take on that, as, it's time to upgrade to Workspace, I guess. But for other people, it's a little bit more challenging from a cost perspective, and also from a migration perspective. It's a little bit more tricky. Not everyone can merge and migrate those, so it'd be good to see if we can push Google to make a change there. So that tweet that I made on the Workspace Recap account this week has gotten a lot of traction. I think we've got about 3,000 impressions and quite a lot of engagements on there, trying to get some visibility. So if you are following the Twitter account, go ahead and like and retweet that, or if you're not, follow us and like, retweet, and spread the word.
Yeah, and the more people talk about this, the more sentiments I see is very similar. Just people upset at Google, feeling betrayed, feeling left out in the cold, feeling that they don't want to continue doing business with Google, whether it's their personal account, their family account, or even their business account. And it's a shame, really, because we all love Google. We're all in this because this is our passion, and Google has generally provided a very good service for this, especially for what we've gotten, admittedly for free, for a decade more. But this is kind of like the last straw. Google does like to kill things off, and it's not like there's not a market here. It's not like nobody else is not. It's not like there's not anybody else that also isn't offering this. There were like 3 double negatives in that sentence. I apologize.
Yeah,
Microsoft offers it. Other people offer it. Like, there's a market. Just
who we didn't mention, and there was the killed by Google Twitter handle. They've been talking about it quite a lot, and they've got a pretty big following. It isn't really. Yes, it is kind of being killed, but there is, it's just an extension of Workspace, really. So the product still exists. It's just there's more features there. So
and you got to wonder at this point,
exactly
with Google pushing out the no cost solution and updates like that, you got to wonder if they are just trying to buy time to really gauge and decide. And they seem kind of torn or stuck in deciding what they should do here, or trying to decide maybe on the technology side. Okay, well, if we want to integrate this onto the Google One side of things and make it a consumer product, how's that going to work, and how's that all that data going to move across? And it's extremely complex to make this work.
Yeah,
we make it sound so simple, and usually Google things are simple, somewhat.
Yeah,
it's
that
custom,
the consumer
side.
It's that custom domain that you really need. If you can find a way to give that to a consumer account and allow you.
Google Domains is a consumer service. Port your domain to Google Domains, pay for the domain with us, pay $10 a year extra for your custom email connector, even $50 a year extra for your custom domain connector. Put the pieces together. Done. Easy. You can have 6 users. You can have 10 users, whatever it is. We'd be thrilled. That's all we really want.
Yeah.
Gmail@ourdomain.com, and not have to pay a fortune for it.
That's it.
So, anyway,
all right.
Shout out to Ron, who wrote the Ars Technica article, and hopefully we can continue getting some traction on this and continue. I don't want to say forcing them to do it, because, well, nobody can force Google to do anything. But also, we love Google, and we want to just show them the love and show them that we're here, and that's what we want. We're telling them, we will pay you for this. Here's the market. Just make the thing we need. Yeah. So please, Google, please listen to us. Anyway, onward with the updates.
Yes, let's dive into those updates that we saw in the recap post first. So the 3 that we saw there, first one is that Japanese grammar suggestions for Gmail are going to be visible. So as you are typing Japanese in Gmail, those grammar suggestions will help you write faster and more accurately.
Cool.
a little update to Message ID being available in the Google Chat audit logs. So this will, of course, help admins quickly identify unique messages to take action on those in the security investigation tool, as well as in the chat audit logs. So that Message ID field will now contain the space ID and the topic ID. And this is going to be available to Enterprise Plus, Education Standard, and Education Plus customers. And then finally, there is Smart Reply in Google Slides. So just as Smart Reply was introduced in Docs last year, you can now do this in Slides, and you'll have those suggestions available to you over there in Slides. Pretty straightforward on that one. Yeah. Let's see here. I'm actually just reading something, and I'm wondering if did we miss? No. I'm reading this the recap post here, Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
And it talks about a new beta for data loss prevention helps protect sensitive data, but I didn't see that in the
Did that not come through the RSS feed?
announcements.
That's interesting.
No. Yeah, there's some stuff that seems to be missed out. Use context-aware access to help protect admin console access. Also was not a post from what I can tell.
So we got a recap post, but missed other posts.
Yeah, that's what I'm just noticing here. So that's what unless we just, oh no, you know what it was? I think it was just us not putting in all of those updates till the 11th.
Oops. Apologies, folks. We are recording earlier in the day, messed up our schedule because of my Passover schedule. So we're a little less polished this week.
Yes. So
and hopefully Riverside doesn't F up my audio not my audio. My audio has been fine. My video quality. I'm working with them to try and find a solution here, but hopefully it holds out, even though we're recording it out of schedule.
Mm-hmm. All right, so here let me quickly add those in then, and we will start to talk through those. So what we have then for the week is actually 9 updates.
Boom.
Yeah.
Busier
so
than
even more. All right, let me get a drink because it's gonna take a while here.
Well, there you go. Well, new beta for data loss prevention helps protect sensitive data when users offload files to external Google Forms.
Yes.
I do love me some betas.
Well, this is the problem that has been existing since the beginning of DLP for Drive. And if you had a form and you had any DLP rule enabled, you could not use the file upload functionality, nor could you actually submit that file into other companies' forms. I think that was also the problem. So I think it was a bit of a it's been a bit of a challenge, to say the least. You could open up an incognito window and then interact with that form, but that was the workaround for it. As long as you weren't signed in with your domain where it had the DLP enabled, you could do that at file upload. But this beta is now going to allow users to respond to external forms that contain file upload questions, and to help prevent data leak and sensitive confidential information, of course. So it will apply to existing domain DLP policies and files your users submit in Google Forms without creating new rules or updating any existing ones. So if you are interested in entering that beta, then you can use a form that we will link in the notes and sign up for that. And once accepted into that DLP program, your rules defined for your domain will be applied to files submitted to the file upload questions in Google Forms. If you're not currently using DLP for Drive, you can create DLP rules and kind of apply the block and test it out. So end users, of course, will benefit greatly from this because now they can upload those files. So this is a beta that will be, of course, limited in availability to only those Enterprise Standard, Enterprise Plus, Education Fundamentals, Education Standard, and Education Plus customers. Next, we have the ability to use context-aware access to help protect admin console access. So just like you've been using context-aware access for other applications within the Google environment, this is now specifically extending into the admin console. So it can help control that based on IP restrictions, minimum device operating system version, device encryption, all of those kind of things that you're familiar with there in those policies. And in terms of availability on this one, this is going to be available to those customers on Enterprise Standard, Enterprise Plus, Education Standard, Education Plus, and Cloud Identity Premium. It will roll out to both rapid release and scheduled release customers on a gradual rollout up to 15 days for visibility, starting on the 11th of April. And then next, we have an additional one-click recommended action in the Alert Center for certain types of actions, for certain events there. You will see these for device wipeout as well as quarantine email. So this will help admins more quickly triage, take action, and remedy various incidents without leaving the Alert Center. Yeah. And that one also that's actually rolling out to everyone, and it's available now for all users on rapid release, scheduled release domains. Of course, all users being those on the correct Workspace license. So that is for Workspace Enterprise Plus, Education Standard, and Education Plus customers. So very select set of customers on that one. Next, we have the ability to join a Google Meet call from Docs, Sheets, and Slides. So this is pretty cool. This is going to be a Google Meet icon in the top right corner of your file. It's going to be right next to the sharing icon, and it will show a list of the upcoming meetings that you have. Primarily, you're going to be presenting this and joining into the most recent one, of course. And it will have on the side panel a list of all those participants that are there. I believe when you join the meeting initially, it does not automatically share that document, but it gives you the ability to share the document that you're in, which is typically the one that you are talking about during the meeting. So it makes it just kind of easy to join and then share that doc while you're speaking.
The GIF shows that you can join the call or you can just present the tab itself.
There we go. So you can do both.
So if you're meeting elsewhere, if you have the window open elsewhere, you can just...
Yeah.
Which is similar to companion mode, I guess.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, make sure you're not joining it a second time if you're already in it on another tab.
Yeah. It's nice to see this finally rolling out. They only alluded to this or showed us the initial screenshots of this, a year ago?
Yeah, it's been there for me for a while, so I've been seeing it.
Yes.
for a little bit.
Helps to be in all of the insider track.
Yes, that's right. So this is features on by default. It can be disabled at the OU level if you want to disable that for your users. And this is rolling out to rapid release domains on an extended rollout up to, potentially longer than 15 days for visibility starting on the 12th of April. And then scheduled release domains, we'll start to see that starting on the 2nd of May and up to on a gradual rollout there, up to 15 days for feature visibility. So the previous rapid release domain I don't know if I said it wrong, but it was an extended rollout for rapid release domains, and then gradual rollout for scheduled. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I'm saying it, but I think I'm saying something different. Anyways, check the article just to be sure. It's available to all customers as well as the Legacy, GSuite Basic, and Business ones. And Next, moving in, we've got two updates that are kind of, I guess you could say, kind of developer-focused, app script-focused, app sheet focused. First one is that there is additional functionality for the app script IDE script editor. So I shorten that one down there a little bit for you. This will give you some new features to the IDE to help achieve functional parity with the legacy IDE experience. So that will include things like script properties, add-on testing, time zone settings, and Rhino debugging. So there you go. And if you want to learn a little bit more, there's a decent amount of updates in the blog post here, talking about what the script properties and all those additional things will allow you to do. That feature is going to be on by default for all users, and we'll be rolling out for rapid release and scheduled release domains starting on the 13th of April on a gradual rollout up to 15 days for feature visibility, and pretty much available to everyone, and including those nonprofit customers as well, which is great. That's like me. All right, next we have the ability to build custom integrated solutions across Google Workspace with the new AppSheet Apps Script connector. So if you are an Apps Script user, then you can connect these into AppSheet and give your AppSheet a little bit more functionality. This is, of course, going to extend that AppSheet functionality further, because now you can start to write and do custom app scripts in there. And it is, of course, if you don't know what AppSheet is, it's that low-code, well, actually it's a no-code custom apps and workflow business process application that is available to some enterprise customers as well as an add-on if you want to try that out. And rollout for this one, this is on a pretty quick rollout schedule here. It should be available to everyone already. It was rolling out starting the 13th of April to both rapid release and scheduled release domains with a full rollout with 1 to 3 days for feature visibility there. All right. And as I said, it's available to those certain customers that have AppSheet Core Plan and above. So if you don't know what that is or don't know if you have that access to that, you can head over to the AppSheet homepage and then try to log in and see if you have access to that. Let's see what else. What we do next here. Next, okay, so a new port for Google Meet Media and TLS support for Meet on mobile. So Google Meet is now going to support SRTP in TLS on mobile. So it helps increase overall compatibility and ensure a higher quality video meetings with Google Meet. So in addition to that, there will be a new UDP port 3478 to deliver media. And just make a note that the existing ports to deliver media will still remain, which is 19302 to 19309. So if you are an organization that has a very specific firewall rules in place, make sure that you pass this on to your network team to make those updates on the network and extend those UDP ports to 3478 as in the article here. So rollout for that one is going to begin April 26th. So a few more days for that to start for the rapid release and scheduled release domains. It will be on extended rollout, potentially longer than 15 days for feature visibility there. And it's going to be rolling out to all customers that use Meet, of course.
Everybody.
Yeah, I'm just going to sing that song, but let's not. Intelligent corrections for formulas in Google Sheets. So Some of the formulas that you will be getting some intelligent suggestions for are going to be VLOOKUP errors, missing cells in range input, and locking ranges when applying formulas across cells. So those are just some examples there. So if you are prone to making typos or mistakes in your formulas, I think I often have things that are not quite formatted properly. This should hopefully help make those formulas a little bit easier to generate and create. So there will be a rollout for this one as well, for both those rep release and schedule release domains starting the 14th of April on an extended rollout, potentially longer than 15 days for visibility. And this is going to be available to all Workspace customers as well as those GSuite Basic and Business customers, along with users with personal Google accounts.
I feel like Google Meet also would be available for the users with personal Google accounts, but they didn't mention it there.
I know. It's yeah. I would love to get someone on from the updates, the blog team of who publishes these, and I think that each PM that is owning these updates writes their own article and who it applies to. So I don't think there's any consistency there within some of those sections that you would hope to see, some consistency for. So it might be something that they need to templatize to say, here's what you can select from, tick these boxes, and standardize those values there.
I've recently been learning that we have quite a few listeners who work for Google.
Oh, really?
It finds that, I was recently in a webinar with some Googlers, and I connected with them on LinkedIn, and I was like, oh, by the way, I run the show. I don't know if you've heard of us. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm a regular listener. It's great. So any of you Googlers that are listening, if you want to hook us up with somebody on the blog team or somebody who is behind these, we'd love to learn a little bit more behind the scenes, and be great to have him, talk to him.
Yeah, I think we reached out to someone on that team early on when we started the podcast, and we just didn't get much traction there. But
before we were the #1 Google Workspace show.
Yes, I think we can. We were kind of saying that before, and for a little while there was some competition, but I don't think there is anymore.
Victory is mine.
Well, so far, but still friendly competition out there with some of the podcasts.
We love all the other shows out there.
We do, yeah. I listen to them as well. Yeah. Actually, I was the one I was listening to recently was I think they refer to it as the GSuite admins, the G Suite for Education admins community, and they have just started their video podcast up again. They have a YouTube channel.
To listen.
Yeah, and they talk for a long time. It's actually, well, not actually, but it is very, of course, education focused. But also 3 of the 4 podcasters are now working for Amplified/CDW.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think some of them were previously not working there. Now they are. I think some of them started it, prior to joining CDW and Amplified. But at least on the episode I was just watching, which seems to be a very recent one, 3 of the 4 members are working there now. So
cool.
Yeah.
Guess Amplified went shopping.
Well, yeah. I mean, CDW went shopping and bought Amplified. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. All right, let's get these last 2 updates here out of the way. So, the second to last one here is specifying which Google Chat notifications from Chat and Gmail to receive when your iOS device is in focus mode. So, Jesse, what's focus mode? I don't know. I don't use iOS devices, but it sounds like something that you limit some notifications, I presume, right?
It does. It essentially silences and they don't even show up on the screen unless you're checking it. It won't wake up your phone, ding your phone, vibrate your phone, etc. A lot of people put it on for when they sleep. so that they don't get dings all through the night. I myself do that. I have it automatically going on every night at, I don't know, midnight or something, and then turning off at 7 o'clock when I wake up. But also sometimes when I'm doing a recording or doing a meeting, I will put it on just to silence all of the noise, because personally I get hundreds, if not thousands, of notifications a day. So
I mean, I'm
this would be
wondering,
very helpful, actually.
yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of curious, Jesse, are you going to put me on your list of still want to receive notifications from Steve outside of my focus time hours? I don't know.
I don't know if it would be you in particular, but I think that I would do it for our Workspace Recap space in particular. Although I don't think you can do it by space.
Well, it's per contact.
So it's per contact. So yes, I would add you to that list.
Right.
As long as you promise not to start pinging me relentlessly in the middle of the night, my wife might kill you.
I mean, it shouldn't be. I'll keep it minimal.
Well, I've seen your sleep schedule; it doesn't exist. So, if you just decide to have a conversation with yourself at 3 a.m. my time, there might be consequences. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, don't have it on too loud then.
I keep my phone on vibrate, but it sits on a stand on my nightstand, and then it vibrates the nightstand sometimes. Depending on the position, it like hits a groove in the wood, and sometimes it rattles louder for some reason. I don't know why. I gotta like put some glue over that spot or something, dampen it.
Well,
no, usually it's on focus mode though. So this is very cool. I like.
Well, that feature is going to roll out to customers starting the 15th of April, so just the other day. And on a gradual rollout up to 15 days for feature visibility for both wrap release and scheduled release domains. And it's available to all customers as well as the legacy ones and the personal ones. All right.
It's really cute. The notification that they show on the screen here is from the guy's dog or whoever's phone this is. And it says rough, spelled like the texture, not like a dog. But the icon is a dog. It says, we should go for a walk. It'll make you feel better. So I want to know whose dog that is that they trained to use Google Chat. That's rather impressive. I think we should definitely have that dog on the show. That would make, don't puppies and doggos make all content that much more enjoyable? Everybody loves to see all that content. So yeah, Sunny Chu, reach out to us.
Yes. Well, that actually that was the last update. I thought there was one more after that. But
Drive for desktop.
Lost. What's that?
Drive for desktop.
Oh yeah, the Drive for desktop update. But I thought there was one more in terms of our blog post updates.
Nope.
But yes, the Drive for update that came out just 3 days ago, version 57. So just some improved notifications there. Users can now dismiss the storage full notification. There's some additional bug fixes and performance improvements. And there's also a little note here that some Mac users can't create shared drives in Drive for Desktop as a workaround. They do say that they can create shared drives in their browser at drive.google.com, and that issue will be resolved in future releases. Interesting. Yeah. So that is all we have for this week, folks. Which I think was a good amount. Good amount of updates this week. Kept us busy.
All right, that's all for this week then. Send us your questions and comments on Twitter, at Workspace Recap, and on our website, workspacerecap.com. Feel free to tag us, by the way, in those hashtag family workspace tweets that you're putting out there. Happy to talk with you, happy to continue the conversation and engage with all of you. We are at Workspace Recap. I'm Mr. J. Nolan. Steve, do you even use your personal account?
I do use it.
At Larson161, I think, right?
That's the one.
All right. Well, hit the subscribe button wherever you're listening to us. Leave us a review if you can. Hit the thumbs up if you're over on YouTube. Leave us a comment. You know where to reach us. We always love hearing from our listeners and definitely love seeing all of the comments that we're getting on our YouTube videos. Have a great week, and we will see you next time on Workspace Recap.